What?
We should film the horses rolling in at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
They would let us roll. Yeah.
I've already made a commitment for tomorrow morning.
I'll film it.
What about her?
How do you want to film it?
Sure.
Okay. We'll have to be at the livestock pavilion, right?
Can she borrow
time?
your?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Can she borrow your?
To work?
Hmm?
You work?
Whatchamacallit?
No, I don't work
I
on
have a
Wednesdays.
lot of different whatchamacallits.
Oh, your drone.
Yeah, but legally she's not going to be allowed
Yeah,
to
she can't.
fly
He's
it.
Well, we'll only
like-
go 10 feet.
It doesn't matter. As long as
No.
she has intent for commercial
not
droning.
purposes,
We'll
she has
regular
to be
film.
I'm
certified.
joking.
I have the tripod.
I was making
in
you
my car,
nervous.
Okay.
So we'll just use the tripod.
Didn't work.
I'll give you a solid answer.
But you
It should
can
be- if
borrow
not, I
my
can do it.
actual camera.
If you can't. But it might be kind of cool. Might be kind of cool. Yeah, Isaac's got his drone license, so.
Yeah,
So do you guys get lots of comments about BLM?
Oh, about Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No. Because every time I say BLM, people go, "You got a horse from where?"
When
And I'm like, "No, the Bureau of Land Management."
I'm surprised they haven't made. You guys haven't made them switch their title.
Yeah.
They did it with the World
whenever we
Wrestling Federation.
Whenever we address anything, it's always full.
Full.
Bureau of Land Management,
Good.
and then we abbreviate.
Oh, okay.
Good.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
So Tammy Leedy,
Yeah.
yeah, she is helping me with the event Saturday, the Florida Mounted, and I know they're guarding everything.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to have security.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you do. I mean, I'm not glad you need it, but I'm glad you have it.
Oh yeah.
Are we ready yet?
We are.
Where's the hobby horses?
They're already assigned to their jobs for Saturday,
Oh.
but we have two. What are you doing?
Getting so it says look here. I'm going to get better at looking here.
I see. Isaac, we're ready whenever you are, sir.
Okay.
Are you trying to tuck your fat in?
Excuse me? You're about to go on the air and you're talking about tucking my fat in? No, I was trying to put my belt buckle out
What
of my shirt.
do you prefer having? The
And you're snorting already.
land management one or this one?
If you ever want
Joel, please say something funny before I say it. Because I'm the one that usually says something funny and then I get in trouble.
they're gonna put the Wallace and Burrow up on the green screen.
I need somebody to take Otto Thorwolf hunting.
Huh? I don't even understand that English.
Otto, the guy that played Ronnie Turcotte in Disney's Secretariat movie, is flying in
Yes.
on Thursday, and I'm picking him up. And he's coming in to do the racing at the Hobby Horse Games for us, and he's made a wood Secretariat stick horse.
Wow.
But he's a hunter, he loves to go hunting, and I want someone to take him hunting on Sunday, because I don't kill stuff.
I don't know anybody around here that hunts. Sorry. Joel?
Oh my.
Shot one deer before.
Oh.
Black powder, and I was aiming for his heart, got the back of his neck.
Oh.
'Cause if you've ever shot a black powder,
Yeah.
that's like a knuckleball.
Yeah, I don't kill stuff. I can't handle it.
I didn't have to chase him.
He's paralyzed, yeah.
Yeah, it was done.
Oh, I got a better story. I shot my deer, and my buddy goes, "Did you get him?" I said, "Yeah, I think it right in the heart." And we went in there and saw this. I see he goes, "Look for little drops of blood." There was a path 4 feet wide of blood that went into the woods about 10 yards. And I was like, he's like, "What the?" And so we got him, and he's like, "You hit him in the jugular." I said, "Yeah, I was aiming there." No, I wasn't. Oh, yeah.
So what do you do?
I work for Horse Farms Forever. We actually are working to help save land and horse farms for horses for the future.
Don't make fun of it.
They're trying to save Mustangs, and you're trying to save farmland, and
And you're trying to get stuff off of dirty stuff clean. I mean, we all know each other.
Yeah. All right, Isaac, we're ready.
No, I'm not ready.
Well,
What are we talking about?
Yeah, we just ad lib.
That's what we.
welcome to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever seen a horse who could talk? With your host, Louisa Barton, who really wants to be a famous rider. She really loves to ride fast. Presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care.
Truth is, I have horses with people problems.
Now here's the Brit on the bit, Louisa Barton. Enjoy the show.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital. Thank you for joining us on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. And we have got a heck of a lineup for you tonight.
We got lots of people in the studio today.
We have.
It's crowded in here.
Major studio audience this evening, which is very exciting, actually. It's lovely to have a full house.
That way, when we need claps, we'll actually get claps.
Somebody can clap.
There
It's a
you
good
go.
thing. So I'm very, very excited to have the Bureau of Land Management with us for several reasons. One, because what they do is amazing. They help to get mustangs and burros into homes, which is so important. And I'm so glad because I have Flynn, the mustang, who is, you know, other than Sonny, the most amazing horse I've ever had in my life. And I adore him. And of course, I got him from the Bureau of Land Management. So we're very, very excited to have Dominique and Demetrius here in the studio with us to chat a little bit about the adoption event that is going on this week in Ocala, which is really exciting and definitely worth, even if you're not right now in the market necessarily for one. Well, actually, that's dangerous because I wasn't. But even if you aren't, it's actually worth popping down there and just having a look at what they do, because perhaps in the future there'll be a time when you are. So it's just a good experience to have, to go and see what they do and learn about it, so that when you are ready, you kind of know what happens and what the procedure is and how the adoption works. It's an amazing program.
And for you horse people, it's good to go out there and see what your horse can be like. So they're like cattle. They're not like your domestic horse that goes, oh, I don't want to go over there. They're like jumping that direction. So it's a good way to picture, oh, that's why my horse blew up, because that's how it used to be like.
Right. So it's great to see them kind of the way they are in the wild. So it's an amazing program. I'm so fortunate that we have it and that they do such great work. So we're really, really glad to have them with us and to talk about that.
And who else do we have?
We have Busy Shires.
Oh.
And her name is so perfect for her because she is busy keeping our farmland conserved through Horse Farms Forever. So we are absolutely excited to have her here, and they're going to talk a little bit about their upcoming summit, November 16th, and a little bit about their program. She's going to share all of that with us this evening, and we'll be promoting that every week from now on through the event. So I'm very excited. The Florida Wildlife Corridor Conservation Summit 2023. November 16th, and we'll be talking more about that coming up.
And we got Dr. Kayat?
No, actually we don't. We had to kick him out tonight so we could fit
Sorry, Doc.
all the things that we had
Sorry, I
going
mentioned
on.
that.
Yeah, no, next week he'll be
Next
back.
week, okay.
And then we have Bubbles from JNS Pressure Washing answering some questions from our viewers that were quite interesting. All the things you ever wanted to ask your horse. We've been kind of putting that out there, and Bubbles is showing up to answer those for you straight from the horse's mouth. So those questions were
fun.
lots of fun questions, and Pete actually goes through those questions before the show because he's like a horse, sort of.
Oh.
Don't forget. Now this week, seriously, this week is the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro. We are thrilled to be at the Florida Horse Park at 10 a.m. for the national anthem.
October 21st, that's Saturday.
This Saturday.
This
yes.
Saturday. So if you're listening on the radio, you have a chance to get out there.
So you actually could do this and adopt a Mustang in the same day. That's big.
That.
Go big or go home,
Yeah.
right? We've got National Anthem, all breed parade. We've got about 45 horses from all different breeds and disciplines signed up to do a parade around the park, which is really exciting. And we've got banners for each breed, so you can actually see what each breed is. And we have lots of Mustangs coming, by the way.
And if Louisa could do any event, it would just be a parade, because that's her favorite thing to do.
Listen, I love seeing all the... We have 62 breeds in Marion County. Come on, really? I mean, there's a horse. There's a horse in the studio. It always worries me when there's a horse in the studio.
Keep coming this way.
It's definitely
There
not a
we
Mustang.
go.
Don't worry, if you go to the Mustang adoption, I promise it won't look like that.
So we're also going to have vendors there. So there'll be a
Yes.
vendor village,
Yep,
food trucks.
Yep. And then demos start at 11:30. We've got some great demos. We've got a Roman rider coming. And then starting at 12:30, we have the stick horse games. And we're actually doing show jumping, dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and polo on a stick horse. And here's the exciting announcement everyone's been waiting for if you've seen Disney's Secretariat.
Uh-oh.
If you've seen the movie, the actor that played Ronnie Turcotte in Disney's Secretariat is flying in and is going to teach the kids racing from his Secretariat stick horse.
And he's a real racer.
That's pretty big. Yes.
Yeah, he's not just an actor. He was a racer that got in the movie. Mm-hmm. And who did he play?
He played Ronnie Turcotte. He played it was easier to take a rider and make a rider into an actor than take an actor and make them into a rider.
Wow.
And he did a great job. He really did an absolutely phenomenal job. That's a fantastic movie. So he's going to teach the kids, and really excited to see all that happen. So that's big
Where's
stuff.
he flying in from?
He lives in Indiana.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's flying in to do that for us. And so I am in the middle of making a starting gate.
Uh-oh.
Can't make any real great promises about it, but it's going to be a big event. The polo match by Ocala Polo Club at the end of the day with stick horses. Isaac's droning all of this for us, so we're going to have this all recorded for posterity. And we've got an award for the best stick horse and the ugliest, wonkiest, weirdest stick. The ugliest, weirdest, wonkiest donkey.
She was talking through
I was.
the whole time.
But anyway, you could win it if you have the weirdest stick.
No, come out. It's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Last year we had a good group come out, and kids had fun. Older kids had fun. Mm-hmm. Even I had fun.
Adults had fun. Yeah.
Well, I'm not an adult, am I?
No, not really. No. And don't forget, Piranha Golf is coming up also November 3rd. Piranha Animal Health are doing their Piranha Family Foundation Benefit Golf Tournament to benefit the Heart of Florida Youth Ranch, Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses, Canines for Warriors. That is at the Country Club of Ocala. You can still sponsor a golf team or sponsor the event.
So it's $1,000 for a team,
Yep.
or you can make a donation just because you want to give to those charities.
Yep, and the 100% of the money and proceeds go. They raised $30,000 last year, which was amazing for charity.
And
so
then my favorite part, at 6 to 10, they have a dinner, award ceremony presentation,
dance
and
with Pete.
dance. You can dance with Dancin Pete.
you can dancing with Dancin Pete, yes, at the gala. So it should be a great fun event. Don't forget also the Breeders' Cup is coming up, and we are following the local connections to the Breeders' Cup that got their training start here in Ocala, Marion County. So we will be following that, and that of course includes Arcangelo, who trained right here in Ocala himself. So
Have we gotten the letters yet? I want to get the letters put on there.
That may cost a bit.
Oh.
We are coming back, and we are going to have the Bureau of Land Management with us. So we're very excited to talk to them. We're going to share a lot with you about the Mustangs, and we really hope you get a chance to get out there and see them and at least say hi this week and learn more about what they do. So that's coming back after the break, so stay with us on the Horse Talk Show. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson and Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system, powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
He says that so well. Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda. And we have the Bureau of Land Management here with us. We're thrilled to have Dominique and Demetrius here. Woo-hoo. He actually remembers me from when I adopted Flynn.
Yes.
He's like, well, you came right before the end, didn't you? I was like, yeah, that was me.
And as you said earlier, you had the two S's on your forehead.
No, we're not going to go there.
Okay.
Flynn is the best thing I ever spent $25 in my life. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Dominique, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the program. Tell us about what the Bureau of Land Management does and kind of what your role is, and then what's happening this week.
Well, the Bureau of Land Management works on preserving the western rangeland, making sure that's available to all landowners and taxpayers. And that includes recreational land, protecting the land for the wildlife, and ensuring that there's enough forage out there for all the wildlife that's out there, hunters, and even the cattle ranchers, because they are interested in leasing some grazing lands if it's available. Out on the rangeland, we have the wild mustang and the wild burros, and they're protected by the Free Roaming Act of 1971. And that came about when we had 25,000 animals out on the rangeland, and it was observed by Wild Horse Annie or Velma Johnson that the animals were being rounded up in not so humane methods. And so she felt it necessary that legislation get involved in order to protect the animals and animal welfare. And through legislation and our kids speaking out in the schoolhouses, she was able to get this act passed. And we have to make sure that the rangeland is protected and that we pull the excess animals off the range. And so every year we have to gather the excess animals. We have 177 herd management areas. And 152 of those are in excess of their appropriate management levels.
Wow.
And so we have to get those animals off, and then we hope to place them into good, loving homes. And so that's what our program does, is we pull the animals off the range, and we prepare those animals for private care. If the animals are suitable for adoption, then we'll place them into our adoption events. And then we'll have that adoption event available in Ocala this weekend. And we're bringing in 66 animals for adoption.
Wow.
And where, if you're on the radio, you don't get to see this, but you can go see us on Facebook or Echoes Television. Yeah. So where are we? Where are these videos from?
So those are in the Western Ranges. That's probably Nevada, up in the hill country,
Which is where Flynn came from.
Yeah.
He's a triple B.
Yeah. And then we have animals in Wyoming and in Utah. Utah's more arid, but that's actually good forage in the western areas. So that's ideal. Now that is actually in a long-term holding pasture.
Really?
So those are where the animals are pulled off, and that's in Kansas, Oklahoma, and the animals are retired there, and they're allowed to live out the remainder of their lives.
Really?
In that long-term holding.
So does somebody care for them there?
Yep, it's contracted. And so the animals, it's all either males or females, and the animals are allowed to just live out their lives. And then, so what you're looking there is BLM's observing the rangeland, making sure that there's enough in order for the animals on that facility to survive.
So they just stay out there then the rest of their life?
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, when I travel, I've gone through Oklahoma and I've seen these pastures of Mustangs. It's really neat.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, Demetrius, tell us a little bit about what people will see in Ocala. So you've got 66 horses coming in. People can come in there, and then there's an adoption process, right? And they come to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion starting Thursday. Yeah. So if you're listening on the radio Saturday morning, you do still have time to get in there. To the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion, because they'll be on there.
Best time to get them is Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. So tell us a little bit about this event. Do you usually get all of them adopted? You hope to, right?
Yeah. So Ocala is always good to us. We come here like once or twice a year, and they always show up for us. And what you'll probably see this weekend, we're going to have 66 animals, as Dominique stated before. Unfortunately, we didn't bring no burros this time, but we normally bring a cut of burros. But you're going to see horses from Diamond, Triple B, Antelope. We have a couple Green Mountain horses, some Little Colorado, Antelope Valley, Silver King. We got a plethora of different HMAs coming. So what you'll come and see is we'll have it's first come and first serve, meaning there is no appointment. You can just come straight, and if you see a horse and you pre-qualify through adoption, we will adopt that horse out to you, and we'll load it up for you.
Wow, just like that, and
just
take
like
them
that.
home, and then you give some advice on what to do, how to handle it.
So, I will say I will express about the AIP program. We do have a program called the Adoption Center Program, where we engage with new adopters and re-engage with old adopters, and it is to incentivize adopting. Is you would get $1,000 at the completion of your adoption cycle, which is 1 year, but you have to title the horse to get that $1,000. Now, what they encourage is 6 months from the adoption day, we will come out and do a required mandatory inspection on your facility and the animal, and that will fulfill your part of the agreement, and then we'll title your animal at the 1 year mark.
That's
then
wonderful.
You would get the title certificate, and the horse is yours.
Then you make sure the horse has been taken care of, farrier, vet,
Yes.
etc.,
Yes,
well cared
ma'am.
for, fed, and all of that.
Up to
and
date
then-
on all vaccinations, and make sure the facility meets the BLM standards.
Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And then adoption fees vary from $25 to...
To get incentivized, it's $125. We can do a reduced adoption at $25, but you wouldn't get the $1,000 incentive. And then we do have 11 animals that are coming that are sale authority, and those animals have been offered to adoption at least 3 times, and they're often called 3-strike horses. But there's nothing wrong with these horses. It's just that they've been offered and they've not been adopted. And so you'll find some really nice horses that are sale authorities. Those come with a bill of sale, so they don't get titled out. They're just $25, and you own them straight away.
Isn't that amazing? Do we have a picture of Flynn? Did we put a picture of Flynn up? I think we had one of him.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
There he is, fat and happy and loving his life, and got his little fly mask on there because he likes to itch his eyes, and he's still got a little bit of a moustache, and he's a chunky monkey, but he's amazing horse. I'm so very grateful that somehow or other I went to do an interview and ended up leaving with a Mustang, but I don't know who Danielle was that brought him home for me, but thank you, Danielle, because definitely one of the best horses I've ever owned in my life. He's phenomenal. I ride him on the trails and the beach, and he's been to obstacle courses, and he does tricks, and you can put anybody on him, and he's so sweet and so kind. So it's been a wonderful experience for me. I can speak from my heart that I absolutely adore this horse, and he follows you around. If he's in the field with his food, he will leave his food to follow you around.
That's amazing.
He just
That's
wants to
great.
be by your side, in your pocket, and with you. And he's just a really cool horse. So I'm just thank you guys so much for having such an amazing program. It gave me such an amazing horse, and I really encourage people to come out and to at least see them. Like I said, it's an experience to see them, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
And you've been involved in the roundups and things, so you
Yes,
see the
gather,
kind of the other side
yes,
of it.
I've been out there in 2018. So actually, we do have a horse that's coming. Freeze Mark 2311. He's Green Mountain. He's a great horse that I gathered in 2018.
Grace.
So
Listen, you guys, I can't believe it flew by, but blm.gov/WHB. Check it out. Go to the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. I want to thank these guys so much for coming in here and sharing this with us. Thank you for what you do. And let's keep getting these horses adopted. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay with us. This portion of the show is presented by Peterson & Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. And our TV broadcast sponsor is Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Supporting sponsors are DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Seminole Feed Stores, Lip Chip LLC, Piranha, Florida HVAC Services, Crystal Cryo, Ocala Dog Ranch, and The Drinking Post. At Crystal Cryo, you can relax and enjoy a non-invasive cryo skin facial. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles and tighten the skin. Improve texture and tone. Stimulate collagen production. Reduce inflammation and acne. And increase blood flow to the skin, resulting in a more youthful, radiant appearance. And it all takes only about 30 minutes. Boost your confidence now and set up a consultation. Find Crystal Cryo at crystalcryo.net or on social media. Experience the ultimate in relaxation and rejuvenation. Pamper and revitalize your body, mind, and spirit at Crystal Cryo.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
Peterson & Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care seeks to be a leading international veterinary practice that provides state-of-the-art veterinary care to their patients while fostering professional relationships with their clients that stand the test of time. For 24/7 and the best in equine care, check out Peterson and Smith at petersonsmith.com or like them on Facebook now for more information.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? JNS Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. JNS Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Stephen at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the Horse Talk Show, presented by Peterson Smith Equine Hospital and Complete Care. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Barton here in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship, and we've been talking about adopting mustangs, which is very exciting. And now we're going to talk about conserving farmland, because that's also extremely important. And we have Busy Shires here from Horse Farms Forever. Lovely to have you back with us.
You too. Woo-hoo.
I feel like I only see you at this time of year because we're kind of getting prepped up, and I hate that. I wish I got to see you more often.
Yeah.
But you do wonderful work.
Thank you.
Share with us a little bit about what Horse Farms Forever is all about, and then what we have coming up.
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit. We're based in Marion County, and our mission really is to inspire the conservation of horse farms in Marion County. And we do that through education, awareness, and idea exchange. And one of our main events that we hold every year is our Conservation Summit, and that's coming up on Thursday, November 16th.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you have an exciting guest.
We do. His name is Carlton Ward, and he is he's a photographer, and he's also a National Geographic explorer. And he's going to tell the story of how his photograph of the very first panther that was documented north of the Caloosahatchee River since 1973. So 50 years. 50 years.
Wow, that would definitely get some attention,
yes.
Right?
And so his research was able to show that the range of the panther has grown from the Everglades. And this is important because that's important for the species survival. And so what this also, his photograph also inspired was the passage of the Florida Wildlife Corridor Act. That was a bipartisan effort that was approved by the legislature in 2021. And then Governor DeSantis approved $800 million in funding for land conservation.
Wow.
To help protect the Florida Wildlife Corridor.
That's amazing.
It is.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it shows that the path of the panther, that's sort of the theme of this, was actually produced into a film, and it was produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, imagine that.
Wow. Yeah. And so he was able to show that this path of the panther, was inspiring the Florida Wildlife Corridor. So we want to connect the existing conservation lands like the Everglades all the way up through the Ocala National Forest, Osceola National Forest, and all the way through the Panhandle.
How fantastic is
Wow.
that? That's amazing.
It is.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And, somebody said to me, I was talking to somebody yesterday who said to me, I own this 25 acres. It's been in my family. I grew up there. I have this 25 acres. And she said, my dad said, the sweetest lady, and she said, my dad said, don't ever sell this because you can never get land back.
Exactly.
And in Marion County, I think that's even more so than ever because it's become such a popular equine destination, the horse capital of the world, that the knowledge of this area has grown to every equestrian, I think, everywhere. I remember 11 or 12 years ago when I went to my first Kentucky Derby and people were like, oh, where are you from? And I'd say, well, I live in Ocala. And they'd go, where?
Right.
And now when I say I live in Ocala, they go, oh, everybody wants to live there. So, it's changed that much in 10 years. And I think, there's balance. Obviously we need all the things we need. We need industries and jobs and we need all those things. But the balance is so important. Exactly. And maybe you can kind of talk a little bit about the balance, about how we can have both.
We can, and we have, so our focus really is on protecting the farmland preservation area. It's nearly 200,000 acres.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But there's also approximately 110,000 acres inside the urban growth boundary in the county. That does not include the city of Ocala. So there is plenty of land within the urban growth boundary
for growth.
Right. And we support growth inside the urban growth boundary.
Right.
But we want to make sure that the farmland preservation area
stays
preserved. Yes. And
Absolutely.
so we've worked on several initiatives in the comprehensive plan to help ensure further protection to ensure that the farmland preservation area stays. That character and culture of the rural equestrian lifestyle is important.
That's why people want to come here, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so important because, well, one, you can't get it back once it's gone, and two, because that is part of what brings all those people here that want to be here, that want to come here with their horses, compete here, live here, be part of this amazing economic driver that the equine industry is. But that would not be nearly so desirable if we built up and built on the preservation area.
Yes, and so just the sponsors for the Conservation Summit, we have Brookledge as our title sponsor, so thank you to
folks,
Brookledge.
yes.
But we also have a very broad range from Advent Health, UF Health, different other Bridlewood Farm is a sponsor, so we have this broad range of Horse Stock Show, CEP is sponsored, so we have this it's business community, the equine community, the horse community has really come together to support horse farms forever. So it's not just about saying no to growth, it's about supporting that balance between preserving the farms and everything else that we need to support the farm industry.
Because we don't want to grow too big to where now we're known as the city of Ocala. We want to be grown as Ocala, the horse capital.
Right.
So you got to have that balance. But we also need industry to come in.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and it is. It's all about balancing that, and that is what's so wonderful about the Horse Farms Forever organization. It's not shut the door to everything. It's help manage where it is and where it goes and where the building is happening. Managing that is what's important.
Yes.
You know, it's not to say nothing should ever come here. It's just where is it going to go, and let's make sure we have it in its place where it should be, so we can keep what makes us so beautiful. And I'll never forget the first time I got off I-75 to get gas on my way up to the mountains, and that was, my gosh, it was a long time ago. And I said, "Where am I, heaven?" You know, I was looking at the fields and the horses and the foals and going, oh, wow, this place is beautiful. And we never want anybody to ever not have that experience.
Yeah, we could do tours where you just drive along Marion County and you'll see farm after farm after farm.
So
and people
beautiful.
don't realize how many farms there are in Marion County.
Yep. Keeping us nice and green where we are, green, and keeping our farms and keeping that attraction so that people do want to come here and enjoy that. And you don't have to be a horse person to just love looking at fields full of horses. It's just such an amazing experience. And you're been a land lover all your life.
Yes.
And a horse person.
Yes.
So you can certainly relate to it.
Yeah.
And what do you do with your horses?
Well, I just ride for pleasure right now, but I have a daughter and we do pony club stuff, so that's a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. She doing pony club?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's just mention the event again, November 16th, and how people can get signed up.
Yes.
They can go to horsefarmsforever.com.
Horsefarmsforever.com. There's a page for the Conservation Summit. The tickets are $40. It'll be held at the Ocala Breeder Sales Company.
Wonderful.
So we'll have, we'll be on the same stage where all these beautiful thoroughbreds are sold. And it's sort of light cocktails, beer and wine, and hors d'oeuvres. It's from 5 to 7 p.m., so it's an evening event. We've normally had day events.
Yes.
And Thursday, November 16th.
So a nice little opportunity to network.
Yes.
A chance to come and learn about the Florida Wildlife Corridor and to learn more about conservation, how you can get involved, things you can do, and if you are not already a partner with Horse Farms Forever, you can actually become a farm partner as well, right?
Yep.
And that's a simple process. Right, that's wonderful. So November 16th from 5 to 7?
Yes.
And 4 to 5 is a cocktail?
There'll actually be a book signing.
Oh.
Carlton will be there. He has a book. So there's a movie, The Path of the Panther, which was produced by Leonardo DiCaprio, and he has a book.
I gotta watch the movie.
Yes, it's fantastic. And then the
Where
book.
can we find that movie?
Probably on Amazon.
YouTube.
YouTube. The Path
Actually,
of the Panther.
It was Disney Plus and Hulu.
Okay.
But I think you can actually buy it on YouTube now too.
Good.
But he
Part of the
also
pamphlet.
produced a hard copy book of
And
the
he'll be
photographs,
signing
and
that.
he'll be signing copies of the book.
It's
And
definitely worth being at that.
Yes, it's a gorgeous book. It's National Geographic, so it's high class.
Lovely.
thank you
Busy
for that.
Shires.
Yes, thank you.
you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Amazing. We
Yes.
love what you do. Well done. Horse Farms Forever. Check it out. Make sure you're at this event. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We have more for you.
Welcome back to the Horse Talk Show. Have you ever heard of a horse that can talk? Listen to this. With your host, Louisa Barton. She's literally in love with every horse. Presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. She's back in the saddle again. And now here's your host,
Pretty.
Louisa Barton! She's a Brit, she's got the gift of the gab, and her guests are fab.
Larson Farms is our TV broadcast sponsor. Mr. Richard Larson, a man of great integrity, cares about every single bale of hay and about taking care of his customers. He also has a huge heart for those genuinely in need. Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa.
With over 70 years of collective experience in the horse industry, Lip Chip was built with integrity by horsemen for horsemen. Introducing the Chip Link system. Powered by Lip Chip, where a 15-digit unique ID becomes a key to unlock not only identity, but also health paperwork, owner information, and even photos of each horse. So simple, even a child can do it. The future is here. The future is Lip Chip.
This show is brought to you in part by DAC Vitamins and Minerals of Florida. All horses need a solid immune system, excellent joint support, a healthy gut, and DAC has all the vitamins and minerals they need with the NASC stamp of approval. So like them on Facebook now or go to feeddac.com. DAC, it makes a world of difference.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games, presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds, take a free hay ride, and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative, presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the second half of the Horse Talk Show, brought to you by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Very distracted by Bubbles from JNS Pressure Washing. Bubbles!
Some of us weren't distracted by that, but okay.
Sorry, I was. He's not adoptable, by the way.
Yes, he's definitely not.
No, he's not adoptable. I would definitely go and get a Mustang for the Bureau of Land Management before I got Bubbles. No, I'm just kidding. He's a nice.
Oh.
No, he's nice. So we're doing straight from the horse's mouth.
Right. And remember, this is for fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to insult anybody or get everybody
in a tizzy.
So these are fun answers that I've gone over with Bubbles.
And can I just remind you that if you ask 10 horse people a question, you're going to get 11 different answers. So your opinion might be different, and we don't mind if you comment underneath.
As long as it's a positive and even a negative comment, but have an open mind as you make that comment.
Yes, so can I ask Bubbles the first question?
Sure, you can.
Are you bored with eating the same thing all the time?
Well, not really. I mean, if you've seen Jethro the Clydesdale in the other pasture, he just runs around eating all kinds of stuff. But no, it's not bad. I don't mind a variety of stuff. You just want to make sure I don't get a bellyache.
Yes, because you probably have a bit of a sensitive tummy because you're a horse.
Yeah, and this is a big belly, and I don't want it to ache.
So you're not terribly bored with hay and grain then? And the fact that you get some grass as well, you like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do I get question 2?
You do.
Okay. How will you show me if your saddle, bridle, or bit doesn't fit?
Well, have you ever seen one of those flies coming around and getting on me?
Yes.
Okay, well, you know who Taylor Swift is?
Yes, I know who Taylor Swift is.
What does Taylor Swift like to do? She likes to shake it off.
Oh.
Nice one. Okay.
So you may see me arch my back if the saddle's too tight, or if the bridle and bit is like not adjusted well. You may see me trying to spit or kind of like chewing at it. So I just need to get me some help.
Yeah. And are there any signs of where the bit should be, like wrinkles and things on the side? Like it's if the bit's pinching and if there's like any marks or if it's scrunched up too high, you can tell, right?
Yeah, you definitely don't want it to be.
Yeah. No. Might make you hoarse.
Okay.
But saddle fit's really important to you.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
that way I can have a good stride and I don't have to worry about being all scrunched
pinched.
up.
Yeah. Pinching is
So
a lot of times.
What else do you do when a fly lands on you? If that
I'll swish my tail.
Oh.
What's your favorite fly spray?
The Piranha.
Good answer.
Good answer. That's like the only fly spray, right? Okay, is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my question, these, by the way, came in from viewers, watchers, listeners, so if you don't like them, it's not my fault. Do you get anxiety in a horse trailer, and do you prefer like an open stock trailer or more of a closed up, Brenda up style of trailer?
Okay, well, I mean, if you don't prepare me for getting into it, yeah, I'm going to be a little anxious. It's maybe a style I've never been in before. So just walk me around, kind of get me calm, and then just leave me right in. But most of us like open spaces. So if it's kind of like a stall, you can get me used to it. But a tight fit may be good for like on a long drive or something. I can kind of, scooch up against something, relax a little bit. But please don't drive like Ricky Bobby. Driving Miss Daisy.
Driving Miss Daisy. Don't drive like that.
Don't drive crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Like when it comes to a competition, they say if you're not first, you're last. Don't be the first one getting there, because then I'm gonna be a nervous wreck.
That's right.
And then you might have trouble getting on next time, huh?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really important. A lot of first-time trailer drivers, sometimes they forget that there's a trailer back there.
Oh, I've trailer-loaded horses. The person 2 weeks later says he won't get on the trailer. It's because of how she was driving. Okay. Is it my turn?
It's you.
Do you like to be in the herd or be left alone?
Well, naturally, we're a herd animal. More eyes, the better for the prey. Whenever we see them, we got more hooves and legs to kick them away. But sometimes when I'm in a mood, it is nice to just be by myself for a little bit, as long as I can still see a buddy off in the distance.
Very good.
So you prefer the herd?
Yeah.
Horses prefer the herd.
I like to be around a lot of other horses.
Other horses. Question number 5 is, does the tone in my voice or even my attitude matter to you or affect you?
Oh.
Is that to me or him?
Bubbles.
Oh, okay, Bubbles. Go ahead.
How do I answer this? But yes, so the tone, it can be soothing, aggressive, or attitude-ish.
Attitude-ish.
Yeah, I came up with that one from Hoogle.
Google.
Remember Hoogle?
Yes, that's horse Google.
But
someone needs to create that.
But a calm and excited attitude I can really handle that, but
Mhm.
not when you're aggressive. It can be a little too much.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your goal is whenever you're in those different types of attitudes.
Yeah, you don't want that, do you?
That was a mare pin in her ears.
No, we don't do that at our horses. We're
That-
sweet. That's it.
Okay,
We're
just making
good.
sure we're going on to the next one. You go ahead.
Don't mess Bubbles
Here you
up.
go.
Number 6. What stresses you out?
Ooh, I need to crack my hooves for this one. So, having a bad attitude, expecting me to do something that I don't really know how to do, being pushed physically, locked in a trailer, being in a new stall, or being weaned from my mama.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
that
most
can be
horses
stressful.
do get a
So a
little
lot of
stressed.
things can stress you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe being in new places. Yeah.
We're
Yep.
going through these fast.
Right. Number 7. Do you prefer shavings or sawdust?
So thicker shavings can be good for when I lay down because it'll be kind of cushy, and they help soak up my potty time.
Okay.
Sorry. What else?
Potty time.
Potty time. Potty all the time.
If you have allergies, you might prefer cardboard bedding or pellets, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because of the dust. If you have
Yeah,
allergies.
and then so the shavings can also be kind of dusty, and it help me with, or it takes breathing away. So you definitely don't want that. You definitely want to have a clean stall.
How could you get a clean stall there, Bubbles?
I don't know. There's this company called JNS Pressure Washing. Dun, dun, dun.
That's pressure washing.
That can come and clean those stalls and get all the dust, all the cobwebs, all the potty time off the walls, and we can get it looking good.
Yeah, you can get it looking good.
Well, I mean,
JNS Pressure
yeah,
Washing.
JNS can get it looking good for Bubbles and Pete and Louisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Sounds good. So is that it? Did we do them all?
We did them all.
So you can comment below if you have a different opinion than Bubbles on these answers. And if your horse has told you differently, then we probably need to see you for the show. But you can comment below. You can message us with your questions as well. And we will get the questions to Bubbles and get you some answers straight.
And please give us some questions, because it's really neat to have actual questions from you guys out in the audience than us just making up questions
Right,
for you.
exactly. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, if your barn is dusty, remember we are coming up now on the winter season when they tend to maybe be in a little bit more at night. You don't want them breathing in a lot of dust. So get your barn pressure washed with JNS Pressure Washing. We'll be right back. Guess who we have for you? We have Pat Myers Electric. And you know that's going to be good. Episode 2. Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This show is brought to you in part by Seminole Feed Stores, family owned since 1934. Manufacturing fixed formula horse feeds with mindful monitoring and quality ingredients right here in Ocala in an all-natural, non-medicated feed mill. Seminole Feed, simply the world's best and safest feed. Like them on Facebook now or find them at SeminoleFeed.com.
Horses. Piranha! Oh no! Oh, the humanity! Oh, piranha.
My name is Dr. Natalie Solomon. I formulated Equigreen with cutting-edge science and technology alongside the passion that is represented by a lifelong love of horses. I created a product that I would trust for my horses because they deserve nothing but the best for their bodies. Horses rely on us to take care of them, to love them, to respect them. This is how Equigreen came to life. Equigreen, CBD for your horse that you can trust.
Does your farm need a facelift? Has the harsh Florida climate left your barns, stable doors, and fences stained? JNS Pressure Washing has a professional team who can exceed your expectations and restore your farm to its former glory. Get rid of dust and cobwebs that can cause allergies and health issues for horses, and keep your horses safe by limiting fire hazards in the barn. JNS Pressure Washing can clean your house, your barns, your fences, and your driveway, and you can count on dependable and professional services. For more information, call Steven at 352-502-5355.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Dancin Pete Rodda here with the Horse Talk Show. We're back with Mr. Electric, Pat Myers, and he's going to go over a little walkthrough with us. We've gone through the basics. Now, let's have his eyes on it. Just like if I was walking through your barn with your horses, I'd be like, ooh, I see something with that horse. I see something with that horse. Pat's going to show us what his eyes and his awareness is looking for.
Okay, we ready? All right, let's take a walk. So we'll start right here. This is a great stall to start with. We got a horse here. He's hanging out. So I'm going to look at starting right here with the outlet in place. So we have metal conduit. It's actually done very well, but one of the things I did notice is the fittings on it are not weather resistant. They use standard set screw type connectors. What we look for is the connectors. They actually are marked with blue, and they have 3 different seals to make sure that water is not getting into that system.
Wow.
So we want to make sure that that's taken care of.
All I see is an outlet.
Yeah, that's it. Well, right now, that's it. That's what's there. So that's a great observation because it's just an outlet. We've talked about having GFCI protection. That's one of the things we're missing here. There's no GFI protection on these. Obviously, I see that right away. We want to make sure we check the panel to make sure that we don't have a GFCI breaker so that we have that ground fault interruption protection. So gotcha. That's something we would want to check on. The fans are nice and high. The one thing I would suggest is going with a sealed motor fan. Now, the difference is most times we got these pointing into a horse stall that's full of shavings and full of hay. Having a sealed motor means nothing's getting inside that motor. And there's always, when a motor kicks on, there's always a little spark. It's nothing to be worried about. But with a sealed motor, there's no chance of dust, debris getting into that motor that can cause some sort of.
You can see this is the barn I'm at. So I haven't taken care of the dust part, so I'm sure Pat's over there going, yeah, not looking good.
Pete, I don't care how clean the barn is, you get dust on stuff. Right. It's gonna happen. So that's just something to be aware of, making sure that, there's gonna be dust in a barn, so we wanna make sure fans are sealed, they're taken care of, and it's just like anything. If the tires on your truck, the tread starts to wear down a little bit, you want to replace them.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with a fan. You see the cage on the motor is a little rusty or something like that. It's time to upgrade.
And what would you recommend to clean it? Because I know a lot of us that are in a hurry go, oh, I'll just spray that off.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna.
No, we're not gonna spray it off. It's the old saying, water and electric don't mix.
Okay.
But if the circuit's in the right place and it's taken care of, yeah, you can get water near it.
Don't spray it.
Don't spray it.
Okay.
But the fans, you can dust them off. You can use a broom or something just to clean it off. You don't really want to spray too much water in it. But just keeping that dust to a minimum so that there's no chance of anything getting inside the fan. But with a sealed motor fan, all that stuff is protected. So you can go a little bit longer.
Now, I've heard you say something about fans, the box fans. That people put on the sides, and I see it at the tack stores selling it. I've used them.
I know a lot of.
Your wife probably has used them until she met you.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I was able to help with in the farm. So box fans, they're meant for indoors. They're meant to be used in an indoor application. It's the same difference. They're not enclosed in any way. They are completely open. So water can get in them, dust can get them in them, and really most people strap them to the front of the stall and they're blowing right into the stall. So all that dust, all that debris gets into the exposed motor and blows right into the stall where realistically you have kindling in there. You have,
we're starting a fire.
Yeah, it's all of the right ingredients for things to go wrong, and we try and stay away from that.
Gotcha.
So encouraging keeping those fans up high and then keeping them with a nice sealed motor so that you're having the recipe for
and then
success.
you have that cord with that box fan too.
Yeah.
I heard you say that.
Oh yeah, and that's,
reach out and grab somebody.
Reach out and grab somebody, and honestly, the horses, they want to play with it. When they see that cord hanging down, draped right near the stall door, oh boy, yeah, they want to play with it and pull it and all kinds of things. So we just try and take that temptation away.
Yes,
and
sir.
make sure that they don't mess with it.
All right, let's keep going.
Keep going. Let's keep going. So we have a couple lights up here. We do have fluorescent lights, which ideally we want a vapor tight light so that no water's getting in. There's no chance of the housing breaking down or anything. The thing that's working well in this barn is they're in a great location. They're at the highest point in the barn. There's no way a horse can rear up and break those lights.
Let's hope not.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
that's a big horse.
That is a big horse. But yeah, they're in a great location. Ideally, like I said, we want them to be vapor tight. We want them to be sealed up so that nothing gets in them. A lot of times we find where you have a fluorescent light that has a shield that's not vapor tight, they fill up with dust and bugs and things like that, and then it's frustrating. You don't end up getting the light that you want in the barn,
right?
And then it just creates a different problem. Like I said, a lot of the newer vapor tight lights we have, they're all LED, so they have no bulbs in them. All that LED power is integrated, so there's no chance of breaking any glass. All the shields are in good shape. So like I said, you can run them over with a tractor and they're still good to go.
Good.
So
good equipment.
Good equipment. Great equipment. So that's what we want to look for. A lot of people want the lights down closer at the stalls, and that's where we want to make sure that that's very important.
Gotcha.
So that's the next thing. One of the things I noticed in the barn, you do have outlets up high. There's not a lot of outlets in the stall area. There's very little outlets in the stall area. So I would be thinking about, again, where are you doing your body clipping? Where's your wash stall? Where is your farrier setting up? Is that some wash stall right here? Excellent. That's fantastic. And you do have an outlet over there by the wash stall, and which I will say has the right cover on it. So if water gets on the cover, it's in good shape. So that's important. But yeah, where are you setting up your other maintenance things? Where are you taking care of the horses? Where's your farrier going? Where are you doing body clipping? So that you're not having to run extension cords all over the place. Again, that's just another toy for a horse to play with that potentially
If you've ever seen a horse with shoes step on electric cord,
nope, we want to avoid that too.
Not fun.
Yeah, so that's really the things I would be looking for when I'm walking through a barn just like this, trying to see where our future problems could be and how we can get ahead of them.
All right, well, that's another big tips that Pat just gave to us, so we'll be back with another one.
Pat Myers from Pat Myers Electric there with Pete. That's episode 2, and we're just keeping you in the know about what is and isn't safe in your barn. And anybody who's been through or experienced a barn fire never wants to be in one or around one ever again with horses. It's really a scary experience.
And remember, this is educational, not picking on anybody's barns or pointing fingers that your barn's bad. This is just education, because I learned a lot.
I know, and I'll tell you, when your mind and eyesight is accustomed to seeing things, they actually become kind of acceptable to you, and you don't really think anything of it. And honestly, just from watching some of these episodes has made me go, oh, that's not normal. Well, and now everywhere I go, oh dear.
Yeah. Oh, gotta tell you something.
Yeah. Can I tell you, just Pat will come and have a look.
Well, and this is the thing. When Pat walked up for these interviews, he was there for 3 seconds and we started. He didn't walk around and then we started it. It was amazing.
Yeah, he is on
He's
point.
a master of what he does.
He's a master. That's right. And that sound means that we're coming back with the last segment. Pat Myers Electric. Check him out. He's actually going to be at the Hobby Horse Games sponsoring the parade this weekend, so you can come and see him and Sarah.
Come back for our last segment.
That's right.
Thank you to the presenting sponsor of this portion of the Horse Talk Show, Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to our TV broadcast sponsor, Larson Farms, Idaho's finest alfalfa. Also, thank you to supporting sponsors, Nirvana Medical Spa, TT Distributors, Summit Joint Performance, Equigreen, Midnight Rose Equestrian, the Florida Horse Park, Horse Farms Forever, and the Equine Performance and Innovative Center.
This hour of the Horse Talk Show is presented by Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, where the entire team is committed to making your experience in sales and service hassle-free and easier than ever with no games or gimmicks. Come in and visit on Southwest College Road or online at palmchevrolet.com. A second-to-none experience with all the amenities. Palm Chevy, find new roads.
The Equine Performance and Innovative Center, situated on 30 pristine acres in the horse capital of the world, is one of the finest and most complete conditioning and rehab centers for equines and canines in the nation, including an equine hyperbaric chamber, aqua pacer, water treadmill, cold water leg spa, equine swimming pool, Eurosizer, and more. Epic equine veterinarians specializing in rehab and conditioning. For more information, go to epcrehab.com or find them on social media.
This show is brought to you in part by TT Distributors, dedicated to bringing their customers the largest selection of quality horse supplements, products, and farrier supplies in Florida at affordable prices. Also online at ttdistributors.com.
Reboot Self-Care Center in Ocala is the future of integrative healthcare, utilizing natural self-care protocols and the finest in modern technology. Instead of treating you, we are teaching you. Learn how to combat threats to your own health and protect your family. For weight control, performance enhancement, anti-aging, self-detoxing, or preparing for pregnancy, Reboot Self-Care will teach you how to improve your own health. Like us on Facebook now and find us on the web at rebootselfcare.com.
Join us for the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by Ag Pro Companies of Ocala on October the 21st at the Florida Horse Park. Enjoy the parade of horse breeds. Take a free hay ride and learn horse sports by competing from the safety of a stick horse. Win ribbons and prizes in barrel racing, show jumping, roping, racing, and polo. Plus food trucks and a vendor village. Don't forget to horse around with us October the 21st, 10 to 6 p.m. at the Florida Horse Park. Free admission for all. This event is part of the CEP's Equine Initiative presented by Piranha.
The Horse Talk Show broadcasts from the CEP's Equine Studios in downtown Ocala in the horse capital.
Hi, this is Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith. You're listening to the Horse Talk Show.
Back on the final segment of the Horse Talk Show for this week, presented by Palm Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy experience. Thank you to Larson Farms, our television broadcast sponsor.
Idaho's finest alfalfa.
Louisa Vartan here in the studio with Dancin Pete Rodda from Complementary Horsemanship. We have had a heck of a lineup today with some really amazing folks in here. Been chatting actually to the Bureau of Land Management folks and the breaks, and
yeah, the breaks are better than the real thing.
They're the real deal. These people are the real deal. I mean, they are incredible. What they do with these horses is just it's mind-blowing. I'm so impressed with just talking to them. They're not just here in charge of adopting horses. They're horse folks and know what they're doing. It's pretty impressive. And speaking of that, I think we'll switch it up right here to Dancin Pete Rodda's Tip of the Week.
Dancin Pete's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Complementary Horsemanship.
It's going to be adopt a Mustang. That's his tip of the week.
No, my tip of the week is trail loading. Okay? So the biggest tip I can give people is have them straight. So when I always tell people, if you had just the floor of a trailer and they went on crooked, they would go off the other side. So if you just had the back wall, if you can get them to go straight and then allow them to back off and then go straight, you're going to get a lot further along. When I used to work cattle, we would go, where's the lead cow? If you got her going the right direction, the rest of them would follow. If you pushed on the back cows when she was taking a left, they would go all left. So when I trail load, I always say, where's your front cow? That's the nose. Then your second cow is the neck. Third cow is the shoulder. The fourth cow is the midsection. The fifth cow is your hip. So which one is not in the line? So if you don't have the front one in the line, you push on the back ones, they're heading off the trailer.
Very important. And you know, I forgot in the first segment, but you have to see this. You have to see this Pat Myers video that we have.
Oh.
And can we do this, Isaac? Can you? Oh, off we go.
At Pat Myers Electric, we're constantly training to be our absolute best. Always taking aim at excellence. Regardless of obstacles, large or small, we clear them without fault every time as we race towards success. Pat with Pat Myers Electric, hoping to rope you guys in to the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games presented by AgPro at the Florida Horse Park on October 21st. We hope to see you out there.
I love the enthusiasm and his straight face. It's just too good. That is so phenomenal.
He's all in on this.
He is. Listen, if you love four-leggeds, you got a horse, you probably got a dog. You probably need Ocala Dog Ranch and Neil. Tip of the week.
We can't call him Uncle Neil.
The Horse Talk Show goes to the dogs at Ocala Dog Ranch.
Neil Hennessy, Ocala Dog Ranch. One of the most important things to do is to teach your dog to come back to you. Recalls. Recalls can be taught very easily by making sure it's fun for the dog to come back to you. So get in touch with a trainer, learn how to have your dog come back to you. You don't ever want to be worried that you've left the front door open and the dog's running out into traffic and the dog won't come back. Recalls, very, very important in the dog world to protect your dog.
Neil, he knows about dogs and he's got a heart for them too. And he's traveling right now, so safe travels, traveling mercies to you, Neil, and we'll see you very soon.
Hey, can we recall him?
We should.
Yeah, we should recall him.
We should. As long as
Bring
he
him
comes
back
to Ocala, we're
That's
good.
right.
We've got some reminders. This guy right here.
Oh, boy.
Pete's favorite character. This is the weirdest, wonkiest, ugliest, strangest donkey, and he's had some adventures this week. He has been to the Ocala Breeder Sales. He actually was looking at those beautiful thoroughbreds at OBS, wondering why he didn't look like that. So there he is, watching the yearling sale, the October yearling sale here in Ocala. And he also met Tom Ventura, who is the president of OBS, who we grabbed a little interview with about the upcoming Breeders' Cup and about the sale, and snapped a little picture of him with the wonkiest donkey.
If you're on the radio, you can't see this little statue that's on this.
He's pretty cute. Ugly, I mean.
Be glad you're only listening.
Very funny. And then he also had another very special meeting with the top USA junior eventing rider. He met her. He did. He met her and her horse, McLaren. There she is, Reagan Sampson. She's the top US young junior eventing rider right now with her wonderful 18-year-old warm blood McLaren. And she was trying her hand at a little bit of the first and getting in the hunters here. And she agreed to a photograph with the wonkiest, weirdest, ugliest donkey, who also got his picture at World Equestrian Center with a war horse because he thinks that he could be a war horse. And there he is with the war horse at World Equestrian Center. And you could win him on October 21st. Towards the end of the day, we are looking for the weirdest, strangest, funniest, wonkiest stick horse. And you could win the highly sought after weirdest, wonkiest.
I'm so tempted.
I know you are, aren't you? Do it. Make a weird stick horse. Come on, he could be yours.
I already have an idea. I told Pat Myers, but I may do it, but I may not.
So don't forget to join us October 21st. If you are listening on the radio, that is today. If you're listening on the Sky 97.3, that is today. There is time.
At the Florida Horse Park.
That's right. There is time to adopt a Mustang and attend the Hobby Horse Equestrian Games. I would just come to the games first so you can focus on getting your Mustang home safely afterwards. But if you'd like to come and see the parade in the morning, that's at 10 o'clock, presented by Pat Myers Electric. We are going to have about 45 or 50 different breeds of horses parading around the park, which is really exciting. Some in costume. We've got some horse demos, an all-breed exhibit, vendor village, free admission for all.
And then we're going to have the stick horse competitions where you're going to learn how to show jump, do dressage, horse racing, mounted shooting, roping, barrel racing, and polo on the safety of a stick horse.
Of a stick horse. All presented by AgPro. This is all part of the CEP's Equine Initiative that Piranha supports. And we have some absolutely wonderful sponsors who've made it possible. And we're giving a portion of the proceeds to benefit Gentle Carousel Miniature Therapy Horses and part of their literacy and education program in our school systems to help support them. If you'd like to be a vendor, it's not too late. We've got a little bit of room left. And it's going to be an absolutely wonderful event, October 21st from 10 to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
And come out and for our sponsors, this is free admission. So come out and say hi to our sponsors because they're allowing you to come and enjoy this for free.
It's amazing, yes. And then don't forget, final reminder for this week about the golf tournament that's coming up.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back for a second.
Go back?
Yeah, you forgot who's coming.
Oh, yes.
You didn't mention him again.
I know, right? Otto Thorwarth, who was Disney's Secretariat Ronnie Turcotte, played the part very, very well in that Disney movie. And he's coming to teach the racing, and he's got some other wonderful treats for you, and you'll get to meet him. You can take a selfie with him and learn how to race from him. So, yes, we're underway with a starting gate for that.
Wow.
So, yeah, that'd be
all
really
right, now
awesome.
let's go to Piranha Golf.
Piranha Life Foundation, for their second year, is going to have their Piranha Family Foundation golf tournament at the Country Club of Ocala on
November
the 3rd. So if you want to get involved with that, check out piranhalife.com. That sound means we're at the end of the show and we can't run over. I want to say our guests this week have been absolutely phenomenal. Please get out and check out the Mustangs at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. You will be so amazed by what happens at this amazing organization that does such good work. So whether you're in Ocala, Marion County, the horse capital of the world or not, happy horsing around until the same time next week.
See ya.